And good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, and thank you so much. Welcome to Agent Wealth Success, where what we do, we're a group, a team of agents from around the country, and we share referrals. This is our Mastermind Magnets too, where I'm a mental scientist, I'm a head doctor. And so I've checked all you guys out, and you're all good. In fact, you're all great. And that we are here to help each other to grow our businesses and brainstorm different ideas. I'll start out by just sharing where we are in the world, because we need to understand what's in the world and what's going on there. In fact, the three top considerations when picking a real estate agent, the number one is your relevant expertise. And so if you just tune in every Tuesday from 10 to 11 Central Time, that we will give you all the information you need to be on the cutting edge. Like today, again, we have information that's just cutting edge, hot off the press, if you will, about the world, about COVID, about then specifically real estate. So we kind of go like this. We what I call focus bracketing into kind of looking at the general and then specifically. And then, so we're going to give you all that. Then just so you know that many of you are here for our referral program. And so we will, and you can talk about that if you have any referrals. I'm kind of the conduit of that. So if you have any referrals around the United States, I have agents all over the United States, and where you could get a referral, fee, or you could be given the deal. And so either way, we do giving and receiving. And just a word about that we've been, most of us have been brought up that giving is so much better than receiving, but you actually need to have a giver and you need to have a receiver. And for you to have balance in your life, it's not only professional balance and personal balance, but for you to not only give, but also to receive in that same amount. And that is really the true balance that we're looking for, is being able to give and receive. So think about that today. And I'd like you to focus today just a little bit more on receiving. And like somebody pays you a compliment, that, say thank you. Don't just say, oh, well, it's you that's so great or whatever. Just embrace it and take in this receiving. And we have so much, and God wants us to receive all of those blessings and answers and solutions mentally that we get, and this beautiful world, etc. So it's a fun time. So on the referral program, know that's how we can do it. And again, we'll open this all up. We talk about the world and down to real estate. Then we talk about a leads program. We have exclusive lead programs. 80% of the leads close, if not a lot more. A couple of them are 99% of the leads. They're all free. In fact, all of this is free. Nothing costs any money. That we're just here to help each other to grow our businesses and our wealth. And last time we talked about listings in 7 days and how to get that. So I would remind you that when you're listening to this information, the way to get a listing in 7 days, there's a couple different ways to do that. And one of them is to connect with your list, with your sphere of influence. And so I just recommend do 5 a day. And if you will connect with them, share some of this knowledge you have, and I'll have something specific today to have that's very timely, that can save them thousands of dollars that you may not be aware of, or at least aware of the timing on. And then there's other ways, and I have magical sentences that will be able to tap into your subconscious mind, and I'll give that to you a little bit later. And so that is basically, again, remember, we want to have a lot of knowledge. And just one other thing to remind you, that on Thursdays, we have your GPS to success. And that basically is 5 steps to increase your business. And I know I just had spoken with Danny, and I communicated yesterday, and his business is just booming. He's listening. And his business is booming, and it's because of his mindset, and everything is done. Thoughts become things, and our thoughts, and again, I can help you with that. Well, on Thursdays, we actually at 10 o'clock Central Time also have your GPS to real estate success. And it's basically 5 steps that have been guaranteed to increase business and wealth. And if you haven't seen that, and if you're not using one of the some of those 5 steps, then you'll really want to. That I've never had any agent or broker say, oh no, I don't like that step, or I can't use anything. There will be something for you to use there. And so let's start out and look at the world and our overall objective. And so it's something for you. And I would suggest you write down this information, and writing it down will help you retain the information. And then afterwards, I would suggest that you review the information. So I'm going to give you a lot of golden nuggets here. But one of the things that I'd like all of us to think about is the 2 keys to finishing strong this year and then having a fast start in 2021. So you may not have even thought about that. It's only September 22nd, and I know that because it's passive income payday. And so you can learn more about that on Thursday. But anyways, lots of people, to include myself, got thousands of dollars wired into my account today. And that's all fun. But it's not even October, and that I'm sharing with you that for us to start thinking about 2021 and at how we're going to have a fast start. And to do that, 2 easy steps: know exactly what's happening in the market and what consumers are looking for. And you're going to get all the information, the cutting edge information today on that. And then also to make a commitment to be the knowledge agent. And again, if you just show up on Tuesdays, you'll have all the knowledge to be that knowledge agent. Remember, that's why the consumer picks you, because of number one, because of your knowledge. And it'll guarantee you success finishing 2020 and starting in 2021. So you may want to even take a look at, hey, what do I want to do to finish off this quarter the best? And so let's take a look at the economy. The economy, we're already out of the recession. The S&P 500 has gained over 20% in the last 6 months. In fact, and why is this important to us, the economy? Because for a lot of people, it's important on what the stock market is doing. It is the basis of creating jobs, and jobs is the number 1 factor for real estate to be booming and to grow, is with jobs. And then the other amazing thing is, and you probably have not heard this and don't realize this, but this quarter, as far as our GNP, gross national product, that in the United States, the official numbers aren't out yet, but when they come out, they'll tell you that in July, August, September, it's been the biggest gain from the previous quarter ever in the history of the United States. So our GNP is just booming. And one other point that I would for sure write down is that versus last year, new home builders have increased by over 200%. So they're doing double number of homes. And so is that good news for us? Really good news for us, because I'm going to share with you one of our lead programs today on the new home sales consultant, on how you can go into any new home builder and how you can become the preferred agent. Well, because they're booming like that, there's a shortage, right? This is a seller's market. There's the shortage of never before in the history of the United States on a relative basis have there been such a shortage of homes. So what we do is we just be smart and we go to where the inventory is. And that's one of the places where the inventory is. And so that's housing starts. Actually, housing starts increased. The exact number is 218% and are up. And so the other thing to note is that real estate has been the number 1 asset to now invest in. And in fact, we have Craig Edlin here with us that he can help you with that, he can take like your, I think it's a Roth IRA and convert it into, and take that money and invest it in real estate. And so we have, in fact, a whole investment team that you can join. You can be part of it in any way you want to. You can get deals. We can tell you what our investors are looking for. You can be a part investor, full investor with us. We have a whole division. A couple of weeks ago, we shared about that. And again, if you want any specific information on any of these lead programs or all these resources that we have, just contact me, and I have videos on them, and they can talk to you about all of that information. Another important thing to know what's going on in the world, so you understand what's impacting real estate, is 24% of the workforce now works from home. And this is a 31% increase. It's just amazing. And again, when you're contacting your people, you maybe want this, and I actually have a soft copy of this, so this information, so if you want it to be able to, share with people. But I'll give you, when we get to real estate, I'll give you the most important data point to be able to share and show off, if you will, your expertise. COVID-19, just to put it in perspective, that the CDC announced 2 weeks ago that 6% of the deaths were exclusively from COVID-19. And so if you look at the number of deaths in America, like last year, every day about 8,000 people die in America. And the number one killer to include today is heart disease. And and where that comes from is stress. And so if you're stressed out about COVID or getting it or whatever, don't, because the odds are you're going to be dying more from heart disease. And so don't be concerned about anything. God has your back. Just believe, have trust, and know that all is well. So it actually, COVID-19, based on those numbers then, for being just exclusive, like on flus, is one of the mildest flus that there has been in the last 100 years. And there's been way more deaths and, whatever, that are exclusive to that. But we're not here to discuss, the value of it, if we should wear masks or whatever. But we are here to know that many of our consumers are afraid. And so safety is a concern for them. So green is kind of on the side as far as the environmental stuff, that safety is number one. And we have everything for you. We have ways to have virtual open houses and everything on that. But that's a big point, that right now, that safety is critical. So you need to be sensitive to your customer, to your list of the people, that your referrals that you get out of the blue. I just had a lady contact me from New York, and she's coaching with me, and so she, out of the blue, just got like a $2.5 million deal, and she was complaining about no business, nothing. So I helped her with her mindset. It's all really on what we think. And then also the odds based on CDC information, that the odds of any of us dying are the same amount of odds of us going to work or going to school and dying in a car accident. So it's very, very remote. So I just want to give you a little ease and relief on that. But again, to know that safety is a concern. Protests and reform, that's another big thing that's on in everybody's mind, if you will, and we're heavily involved with that. We help with first responders, and I give mindset training to first responders. In fact, I just came out with a book. And it's dedicated to the group that we work with, is Lion Strategy Group, and it basically is health, wealth, and success, and how to get all three of those. Well, I dedicated that book as my 14th book, and I dedicated it to Lion Strategy Group because they are committed to helping first responders. And so know that we also have a first responders lead program that it was actually led by Teresa Price there. And there Teresa is with the American flag, and yay, go USA. And so that, so just know we're heavily involved with that, and that the beautiful thing is everybody can win from this, and we can, really have that reform that we want. And at the same time, we can help with real estate, the real estate needs of all kinds of first responders. We have just an amazing program that we have the connections. Any city you are in the United States, we can get you the connections, show you how to build a whole business that'll continue to grow. And Teresa's getting third, fourth generation leads off of that now. And by the way, one of America's top agents. So if you want to be one of America's top agents, just take one of our lead programs, whichever one feels best for you. Okay, now we're going to get into real estate and the good stuff, and I'm going to specifically share with you a data point that most people aren't aware of. And so there is what's called on refinancing, they have coined the phrase an adverse market fee. And what this is for virtually every refi that is going to happen in the future here, and I'll give you the dates on this, that for every refi, and this is something you can call your list with, if you will just call and show your love and that you're thinking about them, and again, what we reviewed last week is, and I want you to do this right now, just think about, hey, who should I contact? Who's in my list that who comes to mind, even if they're not on your list, even if it doesn't relate to real estate, doesn't matter. Just write down 5 names. And if you'll do that right now and call those people, ask how they are, and then say to them, hey, I want to let you know, are you looking at refinancing your home? And that question will spark everything about real estate, okay? They either say, oh, I just refinanced my home, and they go, no, I'm looking to sell my home, which means you just got a lead, right? And just got a deal going. Or they're leasing and they say, no, we don't own a home. Well, then you can help them to own a home, and there's all kinds of financial reasons with the low interest rate, lowest in all of history. It's 2.86 now percent, the lowest it's ever been in history. And this is why people can buy more house. So it doesn't matter so much. Houses are going up a bit, and but not to offset, it's just amazing this low interest rate we have. So back to this adverse market fee that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they're the ones that mainly do all the refis, that they're going to just arbitrarily add 0.5% to the fee. And so instead of 2.86 or whatever, that they're going to add a 0.5%, which means that on average, this isn't higher end homes, but just the average home, it's going to cost the consumer $1,400 more to refinance that. And that's a big, big deal. And I was actually talking to some people that had higher end homes, and it's a couple $1,000s that we can save them. But here's kind of the catch, if you will. The official start time, it was going to be September 1st. They moved it to December 1st. Okay, they're going to do this December 1st. But that isn't the deadline for the consumer. It's taking about 6 weeks in order to process a refi. So which if you back that up, that means November, middle of October is when they need to file. They need to request, a refinance. And so because of that, we have a window of about 2 to 3 weeks that you can call your clients and share this great information with. And again, I'm sharing with you, most agents don't know anything about this. You're going to be the one that's going to be on the top of it, just sharing the good news. And again, you'll see, you don't have to ask for referrals or any of that. So you don't have to talk about real estate at all, other than your knowledge about knowing that it goes up by 0.5 point. So that's a big one. Know that mortgage demand from home buyers is 28% higher than last year. So 28%. So what that means is everything is slowing down with mortgage companies on getting a loan. So I have a couple that were able to do it in 21 days. They're looking at 28 days. And again, refinances can be 6 to 8 weeks, and why you need to share this good news, share your knowledge with them, and just help people, and just be kind. And like we have, that reminds me, we have brand new real estate agents. So if you're a brand new agent, that Teresa Price and I are actually doing that course. We've already done 3 of these training modules. And Teresa and I talked yesterday, and she said, when I was going through this, I realized I needed to get back to basics. And so here's one of America's top agents saying, I need to get back to basics. So I would recommend that you all ask me for that new agent training, and at least get the first one just to see on what that does. It will get you back to the basics on how to really build a strong, powerful company. So again, mortgage demand is up 28% versus last year. We literally are leading the whole economy here. And that wasn't the case in 08, where the ones, because of the mortgages and everything, were the ones that actually took down the economy. And then know this, that the average loan size continued to increase, and it's at 368%. I'm sorry, $368,000. So again, the average loan size is $368,000. That's not the average sale of the house, which is now over $300,000. It's $302,000. But you'll need this information I'm sharing with you. People will ask you, hey, what's, or you'll volunteer and you'll say, yeah, the average home size, the average sale of a home is $303,000. Price of the home is $303,000. But the average loan size right now is $368,000. And then initially with COVID, we were seeing that condos were going down, luxury was going down. Well, that's been reversed now. And that's brand new, fresh, hot off the press, that luxury is going. The only place where it's not going very well is New York City. They're like running from that city. And so the luxury is just, the prices are just plummeting over there. So if you want a good deal in New York, now's a good time to get a deal. And so I see real estate strong for at least another couple of years. We were with one of the top agents in DFW and 2 weeks ago, and he shared with us, and he knows his stuff, and he thinks it's going to be like 12 years. And so we're all in the right industry, and you're all tuned into the right group, if you will, because we have literally all the resources to help you grow your business. So a couple other facts, terminologies have changed, and so what are the, do you know what the 3 largest population groups are for new homes? For new homes, what are the 3 largest? Well, they're baby boomers, millennials, and then Generation Zers, Z-E-R-S. And who are those? Those are their 20s. They're in their 20s. And so again, baby boomers, millennials, Generation Zers, those are the 3 top. So probably you'd go like from age 40 to 60, that those aren't, the top groups right now. And now we have new definitions of buyers. You know what the 3 types of buyers are? And so again, a way to share your knowledge, but there's the entry buyer, first-time home buyers, called entry. There's the move-up buyers. So typically those are millennials. And so millennials are in the nesting stage. And so which means they need more house. Also, everybody's looking for more house. Most everybody's looking for more house and bigger backyards. Why? They're more inside and they're not going to work. They're having Zoom meetings. So they need, it used to be big, 8 months ago, it was big, luscious, big open areas. Now it's, hey, I need Zoom rooms to be able to do that. It'll take about 1.5 million single family homes to be built for about 10 years to meet all the demand. Again, 1.5 million. So what does that tell you? That this new home, a new home leads program that we have, it's just a killer. I had, let's see, 2 weeks ago, I had an agent who I'm actually coaching with that asked me about that new home, and you don't even have to pay me for coaching with all this, that you're going to get it like right now. And but I noticed that when you don't pay, you typically don't do, and so the good energy exchanges in there. But she right now has a job, a full-time job, doesn't have much capacity for real estate, but wants to, and so I'm helping her move into that. And so I told her about the new home builders, and she said, man, I love that idea. And so I gave her some techniques on how to attract that into her life. And 2 weeks ago, she met with one of her friends, and one of her friends happens to be a sales consultant at a brand new development that's building 200 homes, and they're all over $500,000. So what that means is she's going to easily make over $100,000 on that deal. And then I told her what I'm going to tell you a little bit later, share with you about how to do the new home program. It's really just an amazing way to be able to easily, without much time. She really only has Sunday available, and she'll be able to give all of her resources and offerings, if you will, to the new home builder, and then to all those buyers that walk in without an agent. So it's a pretty fun time there. First-time home buyers accounted for 1/3 of home sales. So again, I was working with an agent yesterday, and I said, you know, you're a millennial, and that you probably can relate. It doesn't have to be this way, but you probably know a lot of millennials because that's your age. And why don't you start building your business with that? Because 1/3 of the market, you said, oh yeah, I'm on first-time home buyers and those millennials. And so again, all this information, I just want you to kind of, you know, take it all in and write where you have an aha or something that really feels good, and then review it, and then get back to me on, hey, where do you want to pursue your business? You know, where do you want to build it? And so let's see. Then also know about your neighborhood. And, you know, it's important to know about your neighborhood. And so like my neighborhood, the median price is 1.1 million. Sales are up 8%. Sales per square foot is $316 from $268. And so again, you want to know that information about your neighborhood to be able to help people out. And so another opportunity, and the last one here, and then we'll open it up to your comments and thoughts about all this. But there are 2 million renters out there that would have the ability to purchase a home, since they can work remotely and purchase an affordable home outside of the city. 2 million renters. So in fact, again, I see Teresa in my screen, and with Teresa, that one of the things, she loves renters, because she says next year they'll become home buyers. And so that's exactly right. And for you to recognize that this is a big opportunity. So I've shared with you all these big opportunities, like, hey, maybe you go after renters, and that, you know, and you can get, you know, we sometimes get spoiled on our big commissions that, you know, you can get like a month's rent and, you know, a couple grand or whatever, that, you know, it's $2,000. You know how many on people that are working hourly, on how many hours they have to work for $2,000? And so, you know, it's a big opportunity, and you can, again, grow your business in the future. But here's what you don't want to do. And lenders repossessed 2,035 homes in August. The most homes ever repossessed, to give you an idea, in September 2010, 102,000 in the month of August, 102,000 homes were repossessed. So this tells you I'm not going to go after that market, right? It's not very big. You can, if you want to, you can ask for anything. God can make plenty of it, but why not go the easy road and the easy path on all that? So with that, let's open it up and to your thoughts and questions, comments. What did you like best?
Hey, Dr. Hank.
Hey, Teresa.
How is everybody? It's good to see all your faces. I hope you had a wonderful week. I've been praying for one listing and one new buyer for all of you.
Awesome. Love it.
Hey, Teresa, I just sent you a lead.
Oh, why'd you do that?
Because, look at your text.
Paula, you're such a sweetheart. I did a birthday, and I did like a, what do you call it? Now I'm new to this. It's a Facebook birthday
Donation.
fundraiser for an organization that helps first responders in their with mental wellness out of Austin. And the very first person that donated money was Paula. So God bless you. So sweet.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Giving and receiving.
I know. Oh my gosh, she's just precious.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the lease clients.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm so passionate about that is, number one, you are really helping folks start over, and you have the opportunity to start a relationship with them. And what I do with lease clients is I give them hope. You know, this finds you a lease property for whatever reason that is. And how would it change your life if at the end of the year or in 9 months, we were looking for a home for you to purchase, which is the American dream?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that lease homes don't believe that they can be homeowners.
Right.
And that is not true. Everybody can be a homeowner. And so it is the opportunity to, you know, in the very beginning of 2019, I was doing 4 or 5 a month. And you could think of it as not very much money, but think of it this way: you're getting paid to start a relationship.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that some of my lease clients are some of my strongest referral resources.
Wow.
I just got a call from one that just re-signed his lease. And he said, my sister-in-law and her husband want to purchase a home. Well, back in April, he referred his boss, and they purchased a $400,000 brand new home. There's been 3 or 4 other calls from Matt, who's just precious. And what's interesting about Matt is he used to be in the mortgage business.
Well,
So he has a lot of connections. So my point to you is that there's so much opportunity and you bring so much value to a lease client.
yeah.
And yes. And so the other reason I'm passionate about it is that earlier in the year, I had 3 or 4 closings that were lease clients where I had cultivated the relationship. And during the course of the 4 closings, they had referred other people to me.
Yeah.
So I cannot think of a stronger lead program. You know, you could wake up one morning and go and look back last year and the year before and see that that is half of your income. So in prayer this morning, I had this moment with God, and he said, go online and find the homes that were leased in the last 30 days.
Awesome.
And maybe an agent helped them. Typically, it's the listing agent that leased it to them, because what the leasing agents are doing is they're putting out there that they only want to pay you like $300 or they'll put 30%. Okay, well, what they're saying to you is, I don't want you to bring your lease client. I want to find the lease client and be paid both commissions. And that's not legal, but it is legal for them to put the very lowest percentage. So before the meeting, I'm on Netris, and I go just to my neighborhood, and there's 14 people within the last 90 days that have leased properties. So how do I get a hold of these folks? Well, I have their address. I have their address. Going to send them a handwritten note and talk to them about the American dream.
Awesome.
And that way you're capturing lease clients that are already leasing, that you get to plant the seed for them, that in the next 6 months, 9 months, whatever, that you get to, you can offer them home ownership.
Yeah. Awesome.
A lot behind lease clients. So, Dr. Hank.
Fantastic. That's beautiful. And Teresa just moved into a new home. And so these are all new, it's a different neighborhood and everything. So it just gets her going into the neighborhood. And how do you, and there would be opportunities to do listings then on that as well, because you meet the people that are leasing the house and then going to whoever owns it and saying, hey, they want to buy it now or whatever, but there's all kinds of opportunities. So just love it. Thank you, Teresa. Was that your cat meowing in the background, Teresa?
Yes, my 21-year-old cat sometimes doesn't know where he is.
In the new house, yeah. And I just was over there on Friday and blessed her home and put water all over the home, and it was
unbelievable.
A great time. Yeah, great. So, other thoughts and comments by everyone? What did you like best?
Okay, if nobody's going to speak up, then I have incredible news.
Okay. Yay!
Dr. Hank is now my new coach. And we had our first session yesterday, and I'm telling you, unbelievable. It was, I don't know that I've had more ahas in one conversation my entire life in an hour.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And it is so much more than I could have ever imagined. And gosh, I just can't thank you enough, Dr. Hank. I woke up this morning and stretched and thought, this is a fresh new start.
Yeah.
I'm going to build my business even higher and help more people and have peace. So he's coaching me on a business level, a personal level, a spiritual level, a psychological level. And like I said to the love of my life, Stuart, I said, I really wish that I had met him when I was 5. And I'd love to give him them hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I've given to counselors.
I would just love to know what it feels like to be his daughter or his granddaughter.
Well,
I can't imagine. I grew up in such an unloving home that to be around somebody like Dr. Hank is just such a blessing.
Well, thank you so much, Teresa and Paula. And it's kind of the youngest age I've ever heard is I'll have like 50-year-old, 60-year-olds say, man, I wish, I would have had you, known you in the beginning of my career, when they were in their 20s or whatever. But it's the first time I've ever heard when I was 5 years old. And then Paula, to you, that love that you weren't loved as a kid, because that helped you to understand what you didn't want, and that is no love, right? And that then birthed the thoughts, and so you just hang with God. God has the thoughts for you of being loved like you've never been loved before, girl.
Right. Well, I was loved, but they were very critical.
Yeah. Right.
That kind of household.
Yeah, right. Well, I think we all know
you can't do that. You can't do that.
Right.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I too am very blessed with Dr. Hank too. I'm doing the one-on-one coaching. So yes, right on target, Teresa, with your words. And yes, I just feel this overwhelming blessing. Like you said, when I first met with him, our first hour, I'm just like overwhelmed. Yeah, you can get more and more and more from him, and you can. I'm just wow.
I don't even need to go get Botox on my forehead because my eyebrows have been up so high. It's like, I don't need any Botox.
That's too funny. Angelica, we literally found her thousands of dollars and increased her, basically doubled her commissions after a couple of weeks.
Yes, so It's so exciting.
It's so fun. So it's about everything, and it is. And again, for those of you that are new, that I just started, I coached for about 4 years because I'm helping all of us in doing this. But because of COVID, I was basically, my angels told me that I should go back to coaching. There's some people that I could really help significantly. So you are all, I take in, I receive your kind words, and then back to you that love you and know that it's all good and great. Okay, so let's see. I think a few of you have just hopped on, or we're a little late, but just to reiterate that on the referral program, again, we just did a referral actually on this right here between Teresa and Paula, but we do share referrals around the nation. And so if you have referrals, or if you want to be the appointed agent for your city, and I think I see Letitia on, she was on, oh yeah, she's on, there you are, hey Letitia, that, and so just contact me, and like we need somebody, Letitia's in Houston, and so we need somebody in Houston. And then let's see, I think we also had somebody from, and we have a couple people in Austin, and so we're looking forward to, but anywhere in the United States, that again, I have agents all over the US to do that. So that's fun. And then we talked about the opportunity to really to get listings is to make sure that you are contacting just do 5 agents. I am actually coaching with a loan officer, one of the top loan officers in America. And this morning I did, and she was saying that, and it's not necessarily true, but she works like at least 60 hours a week, if not more, and weekends. And she was telling me she was a little burnt out, and I helped her with all that and to turn all that around. We have the power with our mind to do anything that we want. And but she was saying, and agents, I mean, I know they're not working 60 to 80 hours. And then she said they were working like about 3 to 4 hours a day. And I know that's not true for all of you, but know that, the agent, it is greener on this side, and the mortgage, especially with all the refis they're doing, they're doing a lot of stuff, but know that just all you really need to do is 5, connect with 5 people, asking for their address. And then like Teresa had mentioned, send them a note. This idea about sending a note is just the best kept secret. And like Brian Buffini teaches that, one of the top guys, and he takes agents from 30,000 to 300,000, and so do I. And but that's one secret that, easy thing to do, but just start connecting and caring about people, and you'll see that you'll get amazing results out of that. And so any other thoughts, comments before we move on?
Dr. Hank, I have a need, if you will.
Okay, great. Hey, Anna.
So I have a property over in Scottsdale that was referred to me. So if anybody knows someone in Scottsdale or Phoenix area, if they can reach out, because I'd like to partner with a local agent there.
Awesome. That's great. Okay. And so that was Rebecca, and that's Rebecca. And good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning.
And she manages our division, if you will, that all of the investing. And so she has investors all around, and like a lot in California. So she's got a money, whatever, and they're looking for properties, and there's a way for you to make your regular commission on all that. And so, and that was Phoenix, did you say?
Yes, the property's in Scottsdale, so it's not too far from Phoenix. And then we do have our virtual investor dinner coming up this Thursday, so I'll post the link on the chat if anybody wants to sign up for that.
Okay, great. And that's in DFW?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And so just so you know that Rebecca does 1 month that she's doing our investment leads program. That 1 month she's in DFW, but she's also online, so anybody can watch it. So if you're not here, again, we have everything virtual to be able to accommodate you. But the other month she goes to California because of her investors and has these investment meetings, and they're very informative, and she has some great speakers that also talk, but she's basically into on investing in, and so again, you could either be, so most of us are real estate agents, that you could actually, she can help you to become an investor if you want, or you could just, you know, look for homes like, you know, she just shared with you. And then Rebecca, I'll see if anybody online gets back to me, or you guys can text it if you know someone. I have someone in Scottsdale that we could help you with too, so I can share that with you as
Good
well.
morning, Dr. Hank. It's Leticia. How is everyone this morning?
Leticia, great.
Hey, let me share my video really quick.
Sure.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I just want to say good morning. Thank you for having me. This is my first call with you guys, so I'm pretty excited to partake this morning.
Yeah.
But to, I believe, Rebecca's point, so I may have some connections in the Phoenix area. So as Dr. Hank knows, I'm a national coach for NAREP, which is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals.
Yeah.
And so I pretty much have connections across the entire country, including Puerto Rico. So anyone, I'm a great connector. In my previous life, I was, before I originated mortgage loans, I was in the mortgage industry for a very long time.
You don't look it.
I won't say how many years, but I also, but then I transitioned out into a business development role, and hence I was able to, I'm a great connector. I'm a great connector.
Great.
So I'm excited. So Rebecca, if I could, I guess, Dr. Hank, maybe you connect me with her, or
Yes.
I can start a search for an agent in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'd like you to hook up with Rebecca. And Rebecca, you want to give your contact information?
Sure. So my direct number is 682-229-6710. And I'll also put my Calendly link on the chat. You know, that's a great way to get a hold of me and schedule some time to talk. And then my email is rebeccawithresults@gmail.com. And I'm definitely familiar with NAREP, was a member previously. And I think we're actually doing some trainings this month for Hispanic Heritage Month through the brokerage that I'm with. So yeah, absolutely. I'd love to connect.
Very nice. Who knows? Maybe we've met. I used to be up in the DFW area quite a bit when I worked for Colonial National Mortgage up there in Fort Worth.
Cool.
Oh, great. Well, I'd love to connect and see how we can further our connection.
Absolutely. And Rebecca, is that REBECCA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your help there, Leticia. And I think you can really help us significantly on a national basis. Again, I have agents around, but that you have it, hey, that's great. I enjoy the opportunity to be able to work with you on that. And then NAREP, that, yeah, we love NAREP. I've been involved with NAREP. And do you know Mark Siofi by any chance?
I do, actually. Mark is a really good buddy of mine. I haven't talked to him in a while. I think the last I heard, he had made a move up north. So yeah, he had some health things going on, and he's been on my mind. So definitely a good reminder to reach out to him today.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, so I've known him for years as well. And anyways, he's a good connection, and he's got a lot of different resources, and was at one point very heavily involved, I know, with NAREP. So what I'd like to do now is, we have just a couple minutes left, but I just want to give you, it's almost like a tease, I guess, because we won't go through the whole thing, but I want to talk about this new home builders. This is such a huge opportunity for all of us. I just shared with you that, they need to make, 1.5 million homes, a year for the next 10 years, whatever, that they've more than doubled their growth versus last year. This is the hopping place. It's a seller's market. We need inventory. They're the ones with inventory. And we have a way to get with that sales consultant and be able to build the relationship with the sales consultant. I've actually been doing this for years. In fact, the example I have here is it's a flyer, and so there's 2 flyers that you would take into the, and again, if you want more specifics, just contact me with this. But what I would do is I just search on what are the nearby builders in your area, and set appointments and offer to bring lunch to the sales consultant, because the companies, just so you know, that builders, their stock is on the big builders, their stock is increasing significantly, and they got it made and can sell all their inventory and whatever. So they're not all that friendly, if you will. But anybody, we have the power to have anybody or any entity, organization be friendly to us with the power of our mind, as thoughts become things. And so what you'll do is we can talk to that sales consultant, and they can get to really like you, and you become the preferred agent really in one call. And so what I would recommend is find out who the sales consultant is, and give them a call and say, hey, I'd like to bring you lunch and share some good news with you. Just keep it that general. And then what you would do is you basically would make a flyer, again, like this one, where you put the, I would actually put the picture of the sales consultant. You can probably get it on the internet, and a picture of you, and maybe a picture of their home at the top in the development area, whatever, the name of them, and with your contact information. And then you would share a laundry list of all the things that you offer. So think about the things that you can offer. You can offer bilingual services. In fact, we have a lot of bilinguals on the phone with us. I always get a kick. In fact, my other book, I don't have it with me right now, but I actually, the front cover is when we were all together, and I was the only white guy. I was a token white guy. Everybody else was, the girls, Hispanics, the blacks, whatever. And so I'm now the minority, which is just great, because I know that we're all connected at one together. But back to the sales consultant, that to be a sales consultant, that you can offer bilingual services. You can offer mortgage services. Now, some of them already have a mortgage company, but in case their mortgage company won't give a loan to somebody, that we have mortgage companies around the country that are really good and could help them with credit for free and whatever, and be able to do that. You could also sit in for them. So they get a day off, and typically, their Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is very busy. So you'll want to meet them in the middle of the week, and then offer to, hey, I'll sit in for you. Or another great one is you'll, on their behalf, on the builder's behalf, that you'll call all their follow-ups from the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they get the follow-ups, and on Monday, after a big weekend, they got to go do follow-up. Well, you offer to do it on their behalf. You follow up, and if they aren't interested in that development, then you could play real estate agent, okay? Or if they say, hey, I need to sell my house first, then you get a listing. But it's really an incredible way to be able to get into them. But the biggest thing, and why they're going to take you, is, so in my example that I had an agent 2 weeks ago attract into her experience, just like every one of you have the power to, a new home builder, a sales consultant, and it was a brand new builder, so they're doing 200 homes. The average home is $500,000. So she's going to make, after splits and everything, she's going to make about 10 grand on every house. But she's going to give away, and that's after giving away $2,500 to that buyer for any new upgrade that they want. So you go into the builder and you say, hey, we have a $2,500, I'm going to give out of my commissions $2,500 for you to offer to any buyer that comes in that doesn't have an agent being represented with yet, that you just hand them this flyer and show them this flyer, and that's the second flyer, where the big letters are $2,500 bonus and for any upgrade. Well, the builder loves you because they make a high margin on the upgrade, okay, and more than they otherwise would have. And so you're going to be able to do that, and then the buyer is going to say yes. And we have had just remarkable success with this. And again, that's just a brief, overview on how to do that. But just think of all the services you can help. You can help them with credit, their buyers, with credit. And again, through our resources for free, you can help them with credit. And there's all kinds of things. In fact, open houses, you can do open houses for them. You can follow up on the leads, do that buyer certificate, that upgrade, list your inventory. You can list their inventory. So if they do less, that you can do that. But it's this whole laundry list. And literally, if that feels good to you, and remember the average home is 303,000, average new home is 386,000. So you're going to be making thousands of dollars more, and it's all going to be easy. I had an agent about 10 years ago come to me and say, listen, I'm somewhat of an experienced agent, but I have 3 young children, and I just don't have time to do a lot of real estate, but I need to make a lot of money. And so I said, no problem, we can do that. And so she got into the new home builder, and she attracted a new home builder that literally gave her over $300,000 of income every year. And it was really easy. The prospect just calls up, the buyer calls up and says, hey, I hear you're giving this discount. You can help me with some other things, and I want to buy a home in this area, and I want you to represent me. That's it. That's all you need to do. You don't have to do anything else with them, whatever. And so it's all very easy other than pick up the money. And so it's a great, and that's just one of our lead programs. And so hearing that, and we're really out of time here, but any questions or thoughts? I kind of blew through that, but any comments about, do you think that could work for you, or any thoughts to add to that? All right. So again, if you guys want it, there you go. You got it.
Dr. Hank.
Yes.
I have a client that I'm doing a build job for, who is under the First Responder Resources Program.
Yes.
And we signed a contract, excuse me, with KB Homes. And in conversation, started to talk to them about a relationship. And for the last 2 weekends, Paula and Stacy have been there, spending their time holding open one of their inventory staged homes. Awesome. And we don't have results yet, but through the grace of God, I know they're coming. And the idea that you just gave about the flyer, Paula, I think that's an excellent idea to give to Kyle and Demetrius. While they're in there talking to people, then they can give them those flyers, and it's just one more leg or inching towards that return. Yeah.
You'll be the preferred agent, not only by the home builder, but by the consumer, by the buyer. You're going to give, and what I do, like, if they're $300,000 houses, you can go down on the price. You don't have to give the $2,500. It's just that if they're $500,000, $1,000 isn't all that much, and so do the $2,500. But I have agents that have done just $1,000 on that as well. So that's a great.
But that idea of them sitting there with people and knowing they don't have a realtor. And Paula, that you give them one of those flyers, they're going to pull it out of their desk. Right. And then at the end, you could say, how many people did you give flyers to today? Well, 2 people actually. And then, thank them religiously.
Yeah, and our experience has been that those buyers actually will be calling you, because you'll have your contact information on that flyer, and they want the $2,500 or $1,000 or whatever that you have, and they want to list their house, and they need, and they want somebody to represent them with the builder, so.
Absolutely.
It's good stuff. Well, listen, guys, we're out of time, and you know what we do at the end. We like to laugh and have more fun. We like to laugh and have more fun. No, Teresa. Okay, I'm gonna sing first, then you sing. We'll do this again. We like to laugh and have more fun. Teresa.
We like to laugh and have more fun.
As we increase our income.
As we increase our income.
You can watch my income rise. You
can watch our income rise.
As more and more I magnetize. As
more and more I magnetize.
And then my new one is moolah, moolah, moolah.
Moolah, moolah, moolah.
All right, guys. Well, just a fantastic time. I'm going to turn off the recording. I'll still be on if you do have any other questions or comments and want to connect with each other. But I'll say goodbye to our audience out there and love you guys and love you all. I'll turn off the recording and we'll see if anybody has any.
Bye, everybody.